Mm. Welcome back to class. So today we are going to continue from where we stopped. We have seen how to build a simple three-statement financial projection. Right about now, I want to build a dashboard for our projection, our financial projection. We have completed the income statements, the balance sheets, and the cash flow. We want to build the dashboard. Now, why is it important to build a dashboard for your financial projection or your financial model? It's important because the users of your financial model would like to have a glance or like to have an overview of your model. You know, what I'm going to do is copy this combo box. I have copied the combo box by right-clicking on it, copy it, then go to my dashboard and paste it. So that's how I brought this combo box to this place. I can as well delete it by pressing delete. So once I paste my combo box here, it works as if I actually built it for this on this particular sheet. Right, so I can just keep it here. So now if I change this, base case to, let's say, best case, let's see if it actually changes in the other sheet. You can see that's one way to automate our financial projection or our workbook. So this combo box synchronizes with the one in any other sheet. Let's change it to worst case. You can see this one changes to worst case too. So let's go ahead. So what we are going to do is we are going to summarize each of our um each of our financials, right? Especially our income statements. So we are going to say summary of income statements. Nice. We're going to summarize our income statements. Let's say let's do it this way. Let's format it already. Can use, let's just be consistent with this, right? And use a white font, right? I'll bold in it, bold. Right, so what we are going to do is to just go to our income statement and extract some line items that might be very relevant to our stakeholders or the users. Now, you can suggest for me which line items in our income statement do you think will be very, very important for the users? So it now depends on your users. So when you know who your users are, you know which line item might be very important to them. So let's say revenue is quite important. What else? Let's go to, of course, gross profits will be important depending on your users. In this case, we can also choose our EBITDA, right? Let's say, let me see, what else? Of course, everybody would like to know what their profit after tax is, right? Another thing we can do is either we use this EBITDA figure or we can do an EBITDA margin. EBITDA margin. Sorry. And also do a profit after tax margin. Right? That's the percentage of profit after tax to our revenue. Right? So let's see. One, we want to see this line item 2 and 3. I think that will be fine. What else? Let's see. Gross profit. I think gross profit will be fine. Let me insert a line here. Let me see. Let's select our gross profit. Let's see. That's fine. Let's just leave it out. Escape. Now, in most cases, the simpler, the better. I just make your work simple. You can insert as many line items as you want, but just make it simple, right? So first off, what we are going to do is, since we link this one to the financial projection sheet, I'm going to select it to the right and drag and press Ctrl R so that the exact figures come. Since these figures are linked, I'm going to change the cell style, right? I'm going to change it to linked. Now look at it. Instead of just, I don't want it to just appear this way. I can just click like this and it's showing links, but I don't like that. I don't like the way it appeared, right? So I'm going to edit the cell style. Just check, follow me or watch. I'm going to modify it. So what I'm going to do is modify it. You can see my screen. You'll see, I'll just leave the name as such. Then I'll come to format and I'll leave the numbering style. I'll go to, I'll leave the fonts. What font am I using? I'll leave it as Arial. I will change the font color to I will leave it as black. Then I'll just change the border. I don't like this orange. I'll change it to dark red. The border, I'll select uh, outline, yeah, outline border. Let me see, and I'll select it to be broken. It's broken. Okay. So that's how I'm going to do fill, no fill protection. I'll just leave it as such. Then I'll click OK. Let's see. Does it change anything? Let's click OK. You can see. Does it change anything? Yeah. So whenever I link something to another sheet or from another sheet, it will definitely, I will definitely change it this time, right? So another way to go about it is you can create a sheet that explains what each style, how each style appears, right? So I'm going to come here, EBITDA margin, and say it is equals to EBITDA, right? Over revenue or sales, and put it in percentage style. So I'm going back to that sales style and I'm selecting percentage. You can see, can you see it? I can also edit how that percentage looks like, but I think it's okay this way. What about PAT margin? Equals to profit after tax over revenue, right? I'm still going to use sales style. No, I'm going to use percentage. Now, it is not linked, so I'm not going to use that linked style. So it is just a formula, right? So I'm going to drag to the right and press Ctrl R. Now, can you see? I left it as such because it is having formula, right? There's formula in it, and when there's formula in your cells, you just use color black. Is that okay? So this is for my summary of income statement. I want to move it up. Right? I want to move it up because I want to conserve space. Yes, sure. I want to move it up here. Let me move it up. To remove this line. Right. Let's see. So let's summarize our cash flow statements. Summary of our cash flow statements. Okay. Summary of our cash flow statements. So cash flow is very important in any business. We want to see how our cash is moving, right? So sometimes a business might be profitable, you might be making profit, but your cash is not making sense. You are not retaining cash, you're not collecting cash as quickly as possible. and you are not generating cash from your operations. So basically, let's see our cash flow. We can take our cash flow from operations. We want to see our cash flow from investing. We just want to see the last figures, right? Then we want to see our cash flow from financing. How is it behaving? Are we are we spending so much in financing? Then lastly, we might want to see those changes from year to year. We want to see the net increase or decrease in cash. Right? I think these are good metrics I want to see. So because I'm going to link them, I'll just drag to the right and press Control R. We copy to the right. Now we can see how our cash flow is behaving. So because I linked this from another worksheet or from another cell, I'm going to use my cell style, my link cell, right? So looking good. This is looking good. So when we change this our scenarios, let's see how it behaves. You can see our revenue in 2012 is 102,000. Let's see best case scenario. Oh, sorry, in our projected year, you can see it moving. These ones cannot move because these ones wouldn't change because they are historicals. Let's see. They are historical figures. So what you should watch out are our forecasted figures. You should watch out for the forecasted figures. Best case. Yeah. Worst case. Let's keep it at base case. So now let's see how these things behave when we put them in a dashboard. Right. So these metrics or these line items are what we use to build our dashboard. Now let's start from our income statements. Let's build. So I'm going to select, I need these line items, right? I need this, we need this. I'm going to hold down my control button and select what I do. Okay. So I need this too. And also this. I'm going to select. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's go to inserts and see if that works. Let's go to recommended charts and see. Now look at, we have recommended charts. Let's select this recommended chart and customize it. Right. Let's customize it. Let me close this. Okay, so let's customize this. So basically, I would like to just maybe create the chart title outside the chart. So because I need more space, so I'm going to remove grid line just like you said. Yeah. What else? Legends. We leave the legends. What else? We can use the labels, right? Okay, let's do chart title. Let me remove the chart title. I don't need the chart title. We'll create a chart title later. Right. So look at this chart here. We want the revenue. We want the either of the EBITDA or the EBITDA margin, but you can see both of them are showing, right? And we want the profit after tax margin. That's fine. So what we are going to do is look at this profit after tax margin. You can see it's going way over the revenue chart, but you know that the profit after tax margin is a percentage of the revenue, right? So why is it climbing over the revenue? So that's why we need to edit it. So let's come here. I just clicked on it and reset. No, that's not what we want. So look at this select data, right? This select data is going to cater to this. I want to remove this, edit this, right? I'm going to select all this and say, okay. 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 Profit after tax, EBITDA margin. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on this as is here. Then I'll change it. Add major minor grid line, add minor format axis. Right, it's going to format axis. My minimum is 0, my maximum should be 90%, right? That's or 1 or 1. Let's see, 1.0. Let's see if it works. Does it work? Let me put enter. That's 100%, right? You can see it behaving. Our PAT margin is behaving, right? It's now a percentage of our revenue. Now, what about EBITDA? We need to go and format that EBITDA. Why is format? Where is it? Let me go out, click out, come here, select the whole thing, change chart type. Let's see. Our EBITDA should be also, let's make it a line, and let's make it to be on the secondary axis. Can you see what I just did there? Let me know if you can, if you focus. So I'm going to just drag it down or just reposition it. Let's reposition it. Can also adjust it to fit in the plot area, right? I want it to enter this, fit this place so that your users can actually look at it at a glance. So I'm just going to come here and maybe just impute a title, right? Something like this. So I'm going to impute a title here, right? What's going on? Okay, I can just use this and fill this and say, what can we say will be the title of this? Let's say we can use the same summary of income statement, right? Control C, Control V. Now look at it. So I'm going to copy to this side and press Control 1. Now what am I trying to achieve? I want to make it to have a center alignment, center across selection, just like I showed you before. You can see it, right? So I'm going to enlarge this diagram here to just come to be aligned with that. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just copy here for our cash flow. I want to see my cash flow. Let's see. Let's do it here. Control V. I want it to come here. Yeah. Control V. Um, Control R.
Mhm.
So I'll come here and copy this cash flow. Control C. And come here and say Control V. Now I want it to, what is there? Yeah, I want to center. So let me just, instead of repeating the same thing, I want to format this and come here. Yeah, so it works for us. No demarcation. Why? I want this to look a bit different. So what I'm going to do is mm, I want to put an outline, something like this, thick outline. Does it make sense? I don't want to insert. Okay, let me copy it today. Let me just move it a little. I think it's better this way. What do you think? So we are,
Yeah, I also think you should put the order on the summary of income statement.
yeah, it's awesome. So let's come to this and select this. We need all these lines, right? So we'll go to insert. Let's look at the recommended chart and see. Okay, so let's see this. We'll select this, but we are going to edit it. select this, but we're going to edit it. Yes, yeah, we are still here. Just position is readjust it, edit it as you so desire. Let's see. But then something okay, yeah. So let's remove the chart title because we already have a title above and we need more space. What else we need to do? Let's see. Okay, let's edit those. Let's remove grid lines, right? Okay. Else, let's select data to change this part, this years, right? Instead of having numbers, we have years. Let's edit and select. Let me move this first. Let's select this years here and click OK. That works. So we're almost done with our summary of cash flow statement, right? So basically we can just play around with it and see how it looks like. Right. One other thing I would like us to do is to change our charts or to format it and see how it looks like. So I'm going to click out, right? And start from there. Just click on it, right click on it and see. Let's change chart type. When you do this, you can just go to combo charts and change the chart type. Right. So for the cash from operations, I want it to remain as clustered column, same as cash from investing. Cash from financing, I would like it to also remain as clustered column. Then net increase or decrease in cash, I would like it to be a line to see how the cash is moving over time. Right. So I'm going to click OK. I don't have to access, so I will leave it as this. You can see how our cash is moving over time. Look at the yellow line, which stands for our net increase or decrease in cash. You can see. So let's change the scenarios and see how our chart looks like over time. See, best case, you can see this 2020, our cash from financing really dipped. That means we spent a whole lot in cash from finance, in cash flow in financing. Can you see it? We spent
Yeah.
150,000. At the same time, our net increase or decrease in cash also went to negative as much as almost 100,000. Look at it, 87,000. Right. So this different scenarios can help you see how your financial is behaving. Now look at it. Let's go back to our summary of income statement. Let's start from our base case. Now, our base case, you can see that our EBITDA margin hovers at 40%. Our EBITDA is earnings before interest, interest and tax, depreciation and amortization. Right. So let's see. And our profits after tax margin averages at 20%. Right. Let's see when we get to best case, what happens? Oh, our EBITDA margin hovers averages about 50%. So our EBITDA increases when we get to best case, right, to almost up to 60%. Now let's look at it from our summary here. Now let's look at this EBITDA margin, especially for the forecasted year. So it's 46%, over 40%, right? Our profit after tax margin, right, is above 20% for the forecasted year. Right, let's see. Is that true? Is that correct? You can see it's over 20%. Is that the same for the worst case? Let's see the worst case. Of course, it's worst case. You can see it's below, is our profit after tax margin is below 20%. You can see it's, and another thing to observe in this worst case, our EBITDA margin is falling. It's not increasing, it's falling actually. Can you see from 35% to 34% to 33 to 32 to 31 is decreasing over the year, right? And our revenue, which is the most important line item, our revenue is actually increasing, but at a decreasing rates. It's not really increasing rapidly. 156, 163, 169, 176, just minimal increases. Let's see, is that the same thing for our best case? See, it's leaping for the best case. Can you see from between 2020 to 2021? You can see 205,000 to 221,000. That's the best case scenario. But then what is it costing us in the best case? In terms of cash flow, so while you are looking at your profitability, also consider your cash flow. Now we have invested, we've financed an asset with 150,000 here. You can see it's affecting our cash flow. Let's see, base case. Now for our base case, our EBITDA remains almost flat. It's almost flat, right? We are not spending a whole lot of cash to finance, to buy any long-term, sorry, in financing and maybe in investing, right? Investing cash flow. Cash flow from investing is when you actually buy non-current assets, right? Is that correct? Cash flow from financing is when you actually, you take loans, right? You take loans or you pay off your loans, right? That's an example of cash flow from financing. Now, one thing about this dashboard is, it helps you look at how your financial is behaving over time when you change from one scenario to another, right? That's why it's good for you to summarize your projection. So when you actually print this, we have presented this in a way that when you print it, you can see how it looks like from a glance. You can see we can actually, you know, we can actually um print this, and our users will look at this from a glance. They can actually see what's going on and print the different scenarios, right? So let me know if you have a question. Let me know if you have any question. Okay. So I expect you to go back to your workbook, do a summary of your income statements and cash flow statements, and also build a chart for both of your financials, right? And send back to me.